Megan Groves. I've been a Chicago resident for more than 13 years. I have never owned a car, and I believe that the fact that here you don't have to is one of the things that makes Chicago great. I'm a big CTA user, and I understand I don't understand, I appreciate the challenges involved in creating a transit system that serves millions of people. But I am here tonight to voice my complaint that Ventra, a private company, has been hired to take over the CTA's payment system. Ventra's malfunctions, errors, overcharges, and the like have been well documented, so I want to speak specifically to privatization. When you privatize a public service such as transit, the consumer does not have the option of choice, the supposed regulator of the free market system. Companies should not gain profit by exploiting CTA riders or CTA workers who have both suffered layoffs and bore the brunt of being the public face of the Ventra system, which has frustrated riders. On my way here, I told the bus driver that I was coming to the hearing to protest Ventra, and she said, please do. I, for one, will not sit idly by while my city gets sold out brick by brick. Mayor Daley sold out the parking, signing our city into a contract that won't expire until long after his life ends. Don't applaud, he can't type what I'm saying. Mayor Emanuel closed many public schools and is turning some of them into charter schools. Now the CTA is following suit. The decision to privatize is made without democracy, without the input from the folks that it affects most. Furthermore, Ventra's parent company is a military contractor and performs surveillance services. Americans are quite fed up with getting spied on. If nothing else, this is generating bad will towards the CTA. I urge the CTA to end its partnership with Ventra. It is an ineffective system, and public services should stay public. Thank
you. And we'll get into this. I'll be quickly here is an analysis we did during the course of the year that I noticed in every one of these we get the statement that there are no service cuts and no increase in fares. This is again appears on the beginning on page 37 of the budget. CTA makes, they call it a service adjustment. It's not a cut, it's a service adjustment. In addition to this ridiculous crowd reduction plan in which 12 routes were eliminated, there's ongoing cuts in CTA services for the past 5 years, averaging 1 or 2 bus routes a month. The third document that we submitted is our analysis of the Ventra new transit card system. I'm not going to go into detail on that. I have spoken, and we have spoken against warning this board against PPPs, public-private partnerships. And you're allowing a private company to access to the fare box. That is a very dangerous situation, and not one that I think CTA or the riders of the system should be placed in.
Good evening. My name is Georgette Kirkendall. I'm a lifelong Chicagoan and a lifelong CTA customer. I want to start by saying that Ventra is an absolutely worthless system, and I do not want it in my city anymore. I was converted to Ventra against my will. In September, I received my City Colleges of Chicago U-Pass, except that it was on a Ventra card, and except that that Ventra conversion delayed my U-Pass by 2.5 weeks. And this thing has been trouble ever since. At least 2 or 3 days out of the week, I have issue with my card not scanning at Ventra readers on buses and trains. Sometimes my card even tells me that it has a negative $2.25 balance, despite the fact that I have never had to load money onto it since it's a U-Pass. And despite the fact that according to the website, a credit card may not be linked to the Ventra. There's been no real money on this U-Pass, but somehow it magically has negative numbers in it. 2 weeks ago, I filled out a defective card form with the Ventra ambassadors at the Western Orange Line. I was promised repeatedly that I would have a call back within 24 hours. Guess what, guys? Still no call back, 2 weeks later. Now I want to address the rest of my comments to my fellow riders here. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want everyone to be aware of the fact that Ventra is not here for our convenience. This is just another in a long list of privatization schemes that Rahm Emanuel is shoving down our throats. I'm sure that there are plenty of people in this city and in this room who cannot afford to link a faulty card to their bank account and have it drain their money.
Thank you very much. Your time is up.
This will cause a hardship to the poor and marginalized people in this city, just like the closing of our schools and our health clinics did. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Patrick. I'm pretty much showing here as a concerned citizen, pretty much because my main concern is pretty much because of the Ventra is the fact that it's been completely private. The city has slowly been becoming more and more privatized, but my main concern about the Ventra is that it's going to cause a huge divide in people trying to get around the city. The very fact that people might have to consider in the near future to have to hook up their debit cards or some kind of electronics method, credit card or debit card, is pretty much going to cause a huge divide in the city. There's going to be people trapped in their areas, can't leave the area because they can't afford to get around the city. And that's my main concern. And the very fact that this is happening, plus all the aspects of like the complete privatization of this city, is going to slowly kill this city. Added on to the previous school closings, the mental institutions closings, I'm hoping that this board reconsiders their support of Ventra and its link with Qubit and goes back to the original system of the Ventra system, of the CTA system. Other than that, thank you for your time.